the way we'll do this is I'm going to ask them a couple questions, and then we can open it to you guys if anyone has any questions. So we'll go ahead. Let's just have everyone introduce themselves and the character they play.
I'm Davis. I was the Liquidator.
Jackie Taylor, and I was the jogger.
Liz Wheeler, and I played Desi.
Carly Beltran, and I played Teresa.
Joel Casares, I was the DP.
Kyler Campbell, I was Kelvin.
Mike Harrison, I was Anthony.
Alrighty, so some of the main actors weren't able to make it. They do send their best. A lot of them live out of state. We have 2 of them that are actually currently in Broadway shows, so they're very bummed to not be here. But let's go ahead and start with the first question, and it's, what was the most challenging part about your role?
I'd never killed anyone before. I had to dig deep. No, but it was great. I really didn't know. In fact, the first one that we did, we had to slam our head into the dashboard. But she taught me how to do that. She's like, you just hang on. Put your head here. I'll do the slamming, and I'll tell you what, things were learned that day. So.
I guess I would say it was hard being scared. I'm a very thick-skinned person, so for me, I was even telling Aaron, I was like, man, he's like, can you cry? And I'm like, sure, and I'm sobbing, but then he's like, can you be scared in this part? And I'm like, I don't know, it just killed me. So that was kind of the hardest part for me, and so I really did have to dig deep on that one. I was like, what are you scared of? Think of something and kind of bring that to fruition, but hopefully it worked out.
The hardest part for me, the scene where we're all in the basement and we're all just like hanging out. I actually was not 100% there because we were like hanging out partying, so it was kind of hard to remember my lines, but we made it happen.
Okay, so the hardest part for me was doing the illegal substances. I've never done that before. I was totally out of my comfort zone.
They weren't actual illegal substances.
Yeah. And it was like vitamin C, and we had to do take after take, and it really hurt, and yeah, I just never done that before, so I didn't know how to react or anything. And I'm not gonna lie, when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe this is out there. But yeah, that was the toughest thing for me.
I wasn't in the movie, but I'm going to use my time to say rest in peace, Tails. If there was Doggy Oscars, she'd have me.
I don't know how to follow that up. I would say definitely the end scene where I have to pretend to be afraid, I guess. If in real life I had to save somebody and was punching someone in the face, I probably would have been crying harder than she was. So yeah, definitely, Aaron knows not to give me any scenes that require too much good acting. So, but yeah, that's probably it for me.
Eating a whole lot of olives, I think, from that scene. I ate a lot of olives that day. No, but honestly, for me, Anthony came pretty easily. As I read the script, I definitely gravitated towards Anthony, and I knew that I was going to enjoy kind of putting him together and living in him. And guys like him, the greasy guys, are just so much fun to play, and opposite of who I am as a person, so it's nice to make believe. So he really kind of came pretty easily. You wrote a great character.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. Alrighty, next question. What's your favorite scene that you got to participate in?
Both of them? No, it was, I really had a lot of fun. In fact, our scene was really cool, because every time I drive by that wash, I think of that scene. It's in a slightly different part of town than I'm in, but my daughter has a class over there, and so I cross it like a couple times a week.
Sure you do.
Absolutely, yeah. And so we're driving up Valley View, and I just look over there, and I just remember that day. But it was really cool, and it was really fun to shoot it, but it looked great on the screen, all cut together with the reflection and, you know, being back in the bush and that kind of stuff. The stuff that you don't really see and know until, you know, of course you see it on the screen, so that was really cool.
I mean, I guess, so I'll say what my favorite was running. There was several times where I had to redo the jog, and I was like, Aaron, I don't run or do anything that requires extra usage of my body as far as exercise. So I'm like, this is tough. Is there a lot more of this scene that we have to shoot? So that was what I was not excited about. But actually getting shot in the head, I was like, I can't wait to see that happen for me. I'm a little bit dark, so I felt like that was going to be an exciting experience for me.
My favorite scene was after Calvin does shrooms and is throwing up in the toilet. He had improv so many different lines after I go in, and I'm just like so mad at him. We just had him like look up, and he came up with so many funny things, and I would love to see that footage. But that was the funniest scene. He just like had us rolling with all his improv, so.
So I don't think I have a particular favorite scene that I did, but I know that there were a couple that I was behind the scenes doing, and I think setting up with you for just being able to see how he worked and did all the photography, like the directing of it, and setting up all the shots, that was my favorite part. He did a tremendous job, but I want to say that was my favorite, just really getting to see everything behind the scenes. That makes sense. Okay.
Thank you.
Come on, Joel. That's something. For me, I would say it was a lot of fun doing the bedroom scene with her name's Alize. She didn't come today, but yeah, it's just like I always get nervous before we film, and she just made it like super easy, a lot of fun, just to bounce our personalities off each other. So yeah, that was probably my favorite one to do.
The day we did that last scene in the garage was a lot of fun. It was a cool atmosphere. Just a bunch of guys pretending to be hard and having fun, you know, making believe that way. That shot opening up the trunk, I love that shot. That was fun to do. But honestly, that party scene, and I think it was probably because the guy whose house can I tell this story? The guy whose house we were in?
He's not here.
He's not here. Okay, we can tell. So the guys whose house we were at, in the middle of filming, decided he was gonna take a hot tub and went out to his hot tub, which was out in his little backyard, in full view of everybody filming, and just took a hot tub. So that was fun and interesting, and it made the day a little more enjoyable.
That was me at my house.
It was his house.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and open up. If anyone in the audience has a question, and if it's for someone in particular, anyone? We got someone in the back already, in the way back. Let's hear it, Sandra.
For you, when you wrote this, did you know you wanted to have multiple storylines, or was there one main one that you focused on and then you branched out?
What a great question. Originally, these were all kind of like short film ideas at first. And then I remember I was about to fall asleep on the couch, and I was listening to like ESPN, and they were talking about how Kawhi Leonard, this was like summer of 2019, where he's going to sign. And it was like this big ordeal on ESPN. And it, like in my head, I kind of started to piece together like the mob story with that. And there was like a connection in the earlier drafts of like with Calvin and like the drug dealers with Tramel's storyline. But then like once I started to piece together them, like a lot of the other storylines, I kind of was like, oh, this could kind of cross this way. And yeah, and I'm also just ADHD, so having multiple storylines works for me. So yeah, great question, Sandra. All right, anyone else?
The redheaded. Was it hard playing the song you played about the brothers?
Yeah, I mean, so that song, sheesh, I don't even know what it was, but one time I had a guitar and we were just hanging out as friends and we just started messing around and that song came up as a joke, and then Aaron just loves to like put in all his nostalgic things in there, and so he asked me to do it, and I was like, if you want people to hate it, I guess you can do it. No, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, it's hard for me to do any kind of performing like that in front of the camera, but that in that scene, that was the one I said was my favorite. It was, like I said, Aaron makes it easy, makes it fun, and so did Alize, so yeah, good question.
It's also about our friend Jordan. And he's here. Stand up and take a bow, Jordan! His brother's name is not Jeff. He just looks like a kid named Jeff that we went to school with. All right, any other questions before we wrap this up? Come on, guys, don't be shy. Well, all right then. Dylan, is that you? All right, cool. Thank you so much for coming out. And like I said, if you like it, post it on social media. If you don't talk to me ever again. But for real, thank you guys so much for coming out.